Hello people of YouTube and welcome back. So we're going to be doing a VR response video. Blimey, been a while since I've seen these knocking about. But yeah, Stuart at Generation Pixel made the subject and it was a fantastic one, which is what games do you come back and play regular? What games can you just not stop playing through the years or whatever? And yeah, such a good subject. However, I don't agree with his choices because his choices were all long RPG style, extra long games, and there's only a couple of RPGs I've ever beat more than once or even come back to, and that was Suikoden and Final Fantasy VII. Pretty much the only ones I've ever gone back to, and that was like from playing it as a kid to playing it on my Vita because it was like quite easy to play that way. And yeah, there was good games, but I just couldn't go back to them again. There was no chance that they're ever going to get repeated. However, arcade style games definitely, and how I akin it to as I think Mark Hawaii the Games. Sorry, I think the Northeast is all, but I can hear them all thundering over it to beat me up for butchering that name. Yeah, he made a good point about that as well, and how I akin it to is sort of like arcade style games are like a movie, and like proper games, like not proper games, but like story based games that are like 10-hour plus. I like watching a TV series. That's how I would akin it to. Like with a TV series, it's one and done and really enjoyed it, but a movie you can really enjoy it and you can watch it again because they're only short burst things instead of being like 10-20 hours of repeat watching. So no, that's how I would akin it to. Love these games, but a lot of them I would never replay. Although I think I'd put one to one side as an honourable mention, and that is Super Meat Boy. This is a fantastic game. This is just an honourable mention, but yeah, this is again repeat small levels, but like fiendishly hard. You have to like really practice. And I've got this multiple times over. I put it on the arcade, and it plays fantastically as an arcade game as well, just because of just how hard it is and just precise you have to be. But yeah. But what games am I going to put on my official list, my top 5? I put a lot of thought into it. Like I say, I watched quite a few videos. This was a close call between one and another. It's got to be a shooter, of course. But the game that I was going to choose was R-Type. But someone else chose that, and I won't give away who it was, just in case you've not watched this video. But yeah, that got played quite a lot. In the same vein as this, and the one that I actually chose was Gradius. What a game, what a fantastic game. This basically cemented the roots for shooters, and it's hard to have been topped, really. It's a very simplistic game. It doesn't go too hard, sorry, not too hard, it doesn't go too intense. There's not like bullets all over. However, there's a lot of sly bullets that really can catch you out, and it's learning where all of them are. And it's such an art form and how to play this game. You can, if you can really get into the zone and play this game and do really well, and then all of a sudden death, and then you've pretty much game over. And that really helped me come back to this time and time again. Plus, I've got this on so many systems. I've got it on the NES, PC Engine. What else we got on PS4, arcade. Every time I pretty much boot up one of them systems, I'll probably play this, and it's such a good game. Artwork is incredible, the soundtrack is incredible, and that's another reason to come back to it. I mean, I have the one of the theme tunes as my ringtone on my phone because I just love it so much. It's Konami classic. I mean, they were the gods back in the day. Back when I grew up, it was Konami and Capcom. But yes, along with the games, I'm going to try and pair it up with someone as well. So I'm going to pair this one up with Dylan at Hyper Trigger X to do a VR response, because I would love to know what your responses are. Is it going to be shooter heavy, or could there be some other kind of games creeping in? I'm very intrigued. Yeah, so next up, we are sticking with Nintendo, and we're going to go Final Flipping Fight. What a fantastic game this is. This, again, there was fighters before this, but this was the one that really showed people what a fighter could be. And yeah, it was like such a sort of a mythical game back in the day. Seeing it in the arcades and then actually getting it in your home to play. It was like, what? It was, to me, it was like arcade perfect, is what people used to say. I mean, to be honest, going back now, it definitely isn't. And the Mega CD port, I only played that this year. Such a good game. And again, it's repeated the same thing again. It's an arcade game that is on multiple systems. And because of that, I've played it on all of the ones that I've owned it on. Play it on the arcade, play it on the PS4, 360. So many versions of this. And yeah, it's such a good pick up and play game. So a lot of people, you're basically in the Streets of Rage camp or the Final Fight camp, and I am definitely team Final Fight. It really has to be. Capcom again, they were like my favorite company ever, and still are. Realistically, would love them to come back to the former glory, make something new in the same kind of feeling of the old retro 90s kind of feel that was going on. A lot of games were different, completely different games, but they all had that sort of same Capcom feel, and you don't get that anymore. All the Capcom games that came out in like the 360 and PS4 era, well, they're all Resident Evil games, aren't they? But yeah, such a fantastic game. When I play this, I'm quite vanilla. I always play as Cody. Guy is cool, but I don't know. He's got his own game. I don't know why it cemented it for him to have his own game, but you know, well, it's the same game, but it's just that he's a character that you can use instead of, is it Cody or is it Hagar that they take out? Hagar's cool. Hagar. How do you say it, Sean? That's another one. So yeah, another cool character, but I don't know. Cody is just the man in his white t-shirt and blue jeans. What a cool guy. And who am I going to pair this up with? So I know he says he likes his fighters. He's cut down his collection to the bare minimum of his favourite games, and it'd be good to see what of that collection that he's thinned it down to would be the best. And of course, that's Big Game Al, Planet Retro. What is your top 5 games that you come back to and play the most? Love to see. Next up, it's Capcom again and Nintendo. Can you believe it? Probably, because they're fantastic, aren't they? And it's Superpang. What a fantastic game this is. Again, very simple. Sort of like a run and gun, but single screen. Manic. It starts off and it looks very simple. Got a couple of bubbles to burst, but then they get broken down in smaller and smaller. And it's really a strategy game of how you want to tackle each of these bubbles, because you could go all out and then just completely shrapnel all over the screen and it becomes near impossible. But sometimes them approaches are really good. Sometimes just going and just like really just attacking that one until it really breaks down can be the best way. It's such a fun game. It's cool graphics, and I always remember playing this and seeing like the map selection screen where you go between level to level, and it was the same as Street Fighter, and it was like, wow. Again, the world building of Capcom back then was incredible. Again, this game was on multiple systems, the Amiga, Super Nintendo, arcade, so many different ways to play this. Plus there's some strange ports on the DS and stuff. What is it called? Michael's Magic Hat Pang or something? I don't know, something weird anyway, but in essence, still Pang and fantastic. PC Engine, again on the PC Engine, I still need to get that one actually. But yeah, fantastic game. Simple, addicting. That's what you need to get. Them kind of games is what you need to come back time and time again. And the person I'm going to choose for this is going to be none other than Tutti UK himself, Tutchuk. I know he's starting to play his games a bit more, and has he sort of fell into a routine? I know he doesn't do many VRs, But he did do one earlier in the year, so yeah, get yourself onto it, Mr. Tootie UK. Let us see what games you choose, and will it be Pang again, or will it be something else? Another game, I was really wrapping my brains about what I come back to time and time again, and it's funny enough how this one actually is, because I didn't really think it wasn't on the top of my head, but actually thinking about it, I played this game quite a lot. My nephew and niece came over and I put this on the arcade and she loved it. I played this on mobile phone. I've played it again. It's on a lot of things, and because of that, I played it a lot. And it is Bust a Move. Not necessarily two, just Bust a Move in general. They're all pretty much the same. But yeah, Bubble Bobble, busting bubbles. Hang on, I've got a bit of a theme here. I've just realised I obviously like doing bubbles. I also like, well, I mean, it's not a game, but I also like popping bubbles on the packaging when I receive that. Although I stopped doing that as much because I reuse it to sell stuff on. But that is basically, this is that as a game and a bit more of a strategy. Such a fun game, trying to get like a massive drop of like bubbles coming down all at once. Oh, yeah, fantastic. It's very simple again, very simple, fun, puzzly. And it's really good as a two-player game. I don't know if that, yeah, it is on this one, where you start bursting the bubbles and then a load come over to the other side of the screen. Yeah, a lot of games, I think this was the game that originated with that, but then a lot of other games sort of like copied that, like Super Street Fighter, what's it called? Puzzle Fighter, that's it. Puzzle Fighter does that. You've also got Twinkle Star Sprites, which is a shooter version of this, basically. Loads of other things copied this. I'm sure this was the original that introduced that mechanic, and it's such a cool mechanic as well. Very addictive as a two-player, because you can really do one on your teammate. So who am I going to pair that one up with? I think Alex Plutonic. That's who I'm going to... I've got no reason why, other than he's very addictive watching. So, and he's not done a video for a while, although I have seen him in the YouTube comments a bit more again recently. So hopefully this is a video to inspire you to come back. Hopefully you'll do a video, because we've all missed them. We've all missed our morning coffee, our morning brew. So next up, we're going to have to go back to shooters, and we're going to have to go Saturn, and it's... I always come back to Steam Hearts. Oh shit! No, I shouldn't have shown that one. That's for a private video. I mean, what it is Battleground, and this is a new entry. I've seen this ages ago. Played it, kicked my ass. I hated it. I really hated it. Then I think I picked this up on the PS4 and then played it on main quite a few times, and I enjoyed it. Just popping credits in after credit, and honestly, when you play games like that, it kind of takes the soul out of shooters, and you're not really playing it, you're just seeing all the explosions and everything like that. But it's when me and Dylan did a high score challenge on this that kind of cemented this as a top tier game for me. It is brutally hard, and you really have to learn this game. It's not a game that I would necessarily go for. I like kind of colourful looks and stuff, a little bit more like that, and this is more like a military style game, although it is like intensely sci-fi at the same time. But the overview just looks like a World War shooter. But yeah, this is fantastic. I'm not even ever gonna. I can tell you nothing. I'll never 1cc this. However, I will be happy dying trying. This is Arcade Club. Play this. Fantastic game. Play on the Saturn regular. I just love it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it other than it's basically, this is my Dark Souls. I know Mark loves his Dark Souls, and I can't. Every time I play it, I just die instantly, and I just can't progress. This like grabs me enough to get the claws in and get me to repeat and repeat and repeat play this game. Yeah, this has probably been my most played Saturn game since I've been doing Japanese collecting. And what a game it is. Expensive, but definitely I've got my money's worth from this game. Definitely. Some games like are just worth biting that bullet for and paying up if you know you're gonna like them. I knew I was gonna like it. I didn't realize how much I was gonna like it, and I can see that this is the repeated game of the future. I've played it non-stop for like 2 or 3 years, pretty much. Not non-stop, but regular for about 2 or 3 years. And yeah, I just can't see it stopping. But yeah, who am I going to pair this one up with? Who have we got? Marcus at Dad and Lads Gaming. I don't think I've seen a lot of people getting nominated, and I don't think you was. There was a lot that I would have loved to have chosen. Not that my picks were like secondary picks or anything, but yeah, I can't wait to see more and more of these. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. If you've not done one of these videos and you've not been picked, please still do one of these videos because I would love to see that. And I'm sure a lot of other people would do too. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.